Welcome back. Big sis Luna is back for another girl talk. Come, grab a snack, get on the couch. That sounded weird. Hey guys, it's Luna. It's girl talk time. You know that I do a girl talk series on my channel. We talk everything from body image, body hair, sex, boys. You guys know I make these videos because I would have loved these videos when I was growing up. Here I am making it for my younger self. Today's topic is a fun one. Breakups. Big one. We'll talk about breakups, we'll talk about hookups, we'll talk about talking, flirting, ghosting, all of it. Oy, I'm gonna get heated. Temperatures levels high. Before I even begin, I just want to preface, you guys know that I had a boyfriend for about a year. We broke up about a couple months ago. I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to be salty, passive aggressive, or in any way trying to hint at that our relationship was bad or that he's a bad person, because that's not the case whatsoever. I'm just speaking from my experiences. This doesn't reflect anything about him. Let's leave that in the past. There's no need to comment anything weird. Great, let's go. I also want to mention, although this series is labeled girl talk, obviously this talk is for girls, boys, whatever you identify as. If you can take anything from this, then I'm happy. Put on my Instagram a story for you guys to ask questions. Let's just get straight into it. First question, what is your #1 piece of relationship advice to someone who is inexperienced? Okay, I've only been in one serious relationship and it taught me so much, but the main thing I think is you cannot be codependent on your partner no matter what. You should already be up here in life and your partner should be here, and only thing that should happen is you go like that. If you guys do that, then you know it's an issue. Before you even think about getting into a relationship, you have to reflect, look at yourself, see, do I find validation within myself already? Am I looking for a partner to do that? Because that's dangerous. Are you okay being alone? Do you need to be with someone all the time? Because you just do not want to be codependent. Things happen and maybe the relationship will end one day and you'll be really messed up. Really make sure that you're living your own life, doing things on your own. You are a strong individual on your own, just looking for someone else to better your greatness. Charlize Theron, she's an actress, but she had like a quote and someone was like, why don't you have a husband? Why don't you have a boyfriend? Why don't you date? She's like, well, I'm already great, so unless someone else is making me greater, like, I'm good. Which is amazing. It's an amazing thought. A relationship, a partner should only better you and grow you, but you should still be an amazing version of yourself on your own. Did your breakup affect your sense of self-worth and self-love? I actually really would say it did. Before I even got in a relationship, I was so happy to be by myself. Like, literally I would choose to be by myself because I loved my own company. When I got into a relationship, obviously that was different. It did depend on my partner. Just for happiness, when I was sad, I would just pour it out onto him just because it was easy and it felt good. And that's #1 toxic and dangerous, especially for someone like me who's so independent. Was not healthy at all. After my breakup, I definitely struggled with sitting with my own thoughts. I immediately wanted outer validation from anyone that I could find. I would hang out with friends every day, try and find attention from boys anywhere I could. The reason that the breakup happened was for me and my health and working on myself because I was not in a good place. And I'm literally just distracting myself from doing that. So it definitely did affect me. And I think that's really normal. Look for outer validation. Also, it's my job, YouTube and Instagram and social media, like just looking for outer validation all the time. So it's hard to like differ that from real life. I've been learning and growing. I'm not gonna say I didn't love myself in my relationship because I did and I learned so much from it, but towards the end I think I lost myself and I needed to find her again. And I'm happy that I did because I've never been happier. I feel so guilty and ashamed after sex that I just never want to have it anymore. I don't know what to do. I really do feel the same way. Like the minute that I started being kind of sexually active, I was so guilty. I felt gross. I would like cringe afterwards, and I think that maybe society has just kind of put that onto us. It's a completely natural thing. In fact, it brings life into this world. First people on the earth had to do it. Like, clearly it's a natural occurrence. It's beautiful and it's fun and it feels good. It really shouldn't be something you're ashamed of. Everybody does it. It's a necessity for living. I saw a TikTok the other day and I've been like living by it. I guess it kind of goes into this question. I'll probably talk about it a lot. It was a TikTok saying how to be confident, and this girl was like, I simply choose not to be embarrassed. So maybe in that scenario, like if you're feeling guilty, just choose not to be. Wow, that was great. I'm fire, and don't feel gross. It's a normal thing. Everybody does it. How can I keep the good memories of the relationship without thinking of the bad ones? I think it's actually really important to recognize the bad things of your relationship, because you should take that into your next relationship into account and realize what you deserve and all of the above. But for me, it was super important to reflect my relationship. I grew so much. I learned so much. He taught me so much, and I'm so grateful for that. I would not change that for the world. Probably one of the best first relationships I could have had. I appreciate everything he taught me. I also do know the negatives in the relationship, something that I wouldn't want to bring into my next one. What does it feel like emotionally after you hook up with someone? Oh God, I'm scared. I don't know how to talk. My boyfriend of 1 year was my first everything, so I never knew what hookup culture was or like kind of dove into that world. For me, I think I have learned that emotionally I cannot handle any of that. I get super attached emotionally to anybody that I do anything with. For me to give myself to someone fully like that, to be so vulnerable, like I have to be emotionally attached to a person, and I'm going to be emotionally attached to a person. So I honestly wish I could be that person that could just go and have one night stands and whatever, but I've learned that it's not healthy for me. How to know your worth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so important. You guys know me. I mean, if you don't know me, I am the most feminist, liberal. I don't really take shit from many people. I just don't. But when it comes to boys, something in me makes excuses. The normal thing, also the society we live in. Let's think about, you know, our past office in America. Naturally, society has taught me to kind of, you know, make excuses for men. Maybe I have daddy issues. I don't know. Because in my relationship, I always felt like if something didn't feel right to me, I'd be like, oh, well, like maybe that's normal in relationships. I mean, he's been in relationships, just like something I have to work on, which could be the case. But naturally, your reaction was that you deserved something different. You should stand by that. It didn't feel right to you. You should voice that opinion. Maybe you guys can find some middle ground, but you need to know that you are a prize no matter what. Let's say you're talking to a guy, he ghosts you, hooked up with a guy, he doesn't talk to you anymore. This man, whoever you're talking to, this boy, should be blessed on his knees that he has the even opportunity to be in the same room as you, to talk to you, whatever. That is an honor, okay? You know you're an amazing person. You know you're beautiful. You know that you are everything this man would ever want in somebody. The only one in the wrong here is him for losing that. He lost literally the golden egg. That's all I gotta say. How to get over a boy you never dated. Let me know. Let me know. God, do I have advice on this? I want to know. Advice on still being friends with your ex. Okay, now that I've gone through a breakup and have tried everything, I've learned that it's just not possible. And that's at least for a year. Well, I'll let you know in a year. It's not natural to be friends and cordial with someone who you had such a deep emotional connection, love, because I'm a very emotional person, and if I connect with you, I give everything that I have to you. I care about you so much. Like, I'm like a fixer, I'm a caretaker. I give my everything to someone. I really wanted to be friends with my ex, and at the beginning, like, I just couldn't even fathom the thought of losing. It's like a death. A breakup is literally a death. And all I wanted was to be friends, but it mixes too much. You need to have a clean split, and it's gonna be terrible. Like, literally, I do not have any advice for getting through a breakup except for time. That's the only thing I can tell you. How do you know what to do your first time? You don't. You simply don't. Hopefully your partner knows it's your first time, and if they're experienced, then they shouldn't judge you for not knowing what to do. Everything will go naturally. I'm sure you've seen movies. Don't go off movies and, you know, whatever, but go with the flow. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be weird. I always had this whole stigma in my head that it's gonna be so crazy and so embarrassed. Oh my god, what if I have razor burn? What if I'm bad? What if I just don't know what to do? Like, what noises am I making? Like, crazy. I was so scared. So scared. Whoever has the opportunity and the gift of having you in bed, he's not gonna judge you for what you know or what you don't know or what you do. And if he does, then like, bye. If he judges you, then he's an asshole, okay? That's it. That's the end of the story. How do you help someone get through a breakup? Interesting question. Always offer your complete support and definitely company to that person. The number one thing I'd say to not do is like tell them, yeah, I never liked them anyway. They were this, they were gross, blah, blah. I learned that with my sister's breakup. Like, I was like, yeah, I never even liked her anyway. And my sister was like, this is not helping me at all. The shit talking will come, and that will be fun with your friend when, you know, they're ready for that. Do you think that you have to learn to love yourself before you get into a relationship? 1000%, you guys. This is my number one message in this. If you don't love yourself fully, and if you're not happy with yourself on your own, then you can't depend on somebody else to bring that to you, because what if they're gone tomorrow? No, you need to love yourself fully, the other person needs to love themselves fully, and then you come together, so much love, and you only skyrocket up. We're going full Charlize Theron here. Like, unless another person can offer me something that will only make me go like that, then hey, hit me up, but otherwise, no. You said you didn't believe love lasts. Did you mean marriage or actually love? I feel like I'm kind of a Scrooge when it comes to love. Post-relationship, post my parents' divorce, genuinely, and I'm not just saying this to be like love doesn't last. I don't believe love lasting. I just don't. I think love changes, but I don't think you're in love forever. I'm waiting for someone to change my mind. Like, I'm so optimistic. Love that for me. Tell us what happened in your last relationship, the main issues. I don't really want to touch on this too much out of respect for the privacy of him, but the main issue was me, you guys. Not saying that he didn't have his own things in the relationship that brought that out of me, but I simply was not happy or healthy on my own. I was breaking down. Honestly, almost admitted myself to a mental facility. I'm not even lying to you. Looked into it, was going to go to this place for anxiety. Feeling in my chest that I physically got, I was not healthy. I wasn't happy. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't glowing. My sparkle was dulled, and that wasn't fair to him, and I knew that, so I had to do it for me and for him. You have to put yourself first. There is no arguing that. Probably the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life, the hardest week I've ever had in my life. If it means you're gonna be healthier in the long run, which I can speak from example, I've never been happier in my life. Best breakup song. I struggled so hard with this because I was the one who broke up with him, and there are rarely any songs about breaking up with someone. Listening to music and I was like, wow, I really can't relate to this. This sucks. A song that did come out that I resonated with was Angels Like You, Miley Cyrus. Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, John Mayer. I looked up an article. I'm not even lying. I looked up an article and had a list of songs. How to tell my boyfriend I'm not ready for sex when he insists. I'm leaving. I hope I didn't hear that come out of your mouth. I don't give a shit if he insists. If you don't want it, if you're not ready, then I'm sorry. He's going to have to wait. And if he insists, then we need to break up with him. What to do after getting ghosted? Let me know. Let me know. This all goes back to your self-worth. Remember that he just lost the biggest prize of his life. It's a weakness on their part that they weren't able to be like, hey, it's just not kind of working for me. I think I'm going to have to stop. You can't blame yourself for that. You just can't. How to get over someone who didn't respect you. I love myself more now, but miss them. They didn't respect you, and guess what you just said? I love myself more now. So that person was not good for you, clearly. Why do I like men who treat me bad? It's this whole thing. You know, girls are like, I only like guys who treat me bad. You know, if a guy's too nice, ew, I don't want that. I need a guy to be an asshole to me. And I was like, that's disgusting. That just really feeds into the misogyny and toxic masculinity that we struggle with in this world. But literally, what is that? Because I feel the same way. Listen, guys, let's get deep. I have daddy issues. And I think I am an overachiever, and I need to gain the likes of everybody. I'm a people pleaser. So when it comes to someone who's not treating me the way that I know that I deserve, I will do everything in my power to make them want me and have that validation. So toxic. That person does not deserve you working that hard. It really is the games. It's the games. It's the chase. It's all of that. It really is a real thing. I mean, if anyone has advice for me, I would love it. There's something called negging, and I read on it. When people are mean to you, or even if they're jokingly mean to you, it makes me challenged, and I'm like, wow, no one says that about me. I'm gonna prove to you. And at the end of the day, it's all their own insecurities, which is just a big toxic mess. There's a difference between being challenged to be better and being challenged to make the other person feel superior. Do you ever feel like you need to be someone you aren't in order for people to like you? Always thought I'd be the person to be I'm just gonna be my natural self with anybody. There's this thing, when I like a guy, I will literally become them. If they're a certain aesthetic or vibe, I'll wanna try and do that aesthetic and vibe, subconsciously though. Switch culture. Switch culture is changing your look based on your crush. Literally me. I remember I had a crush on this e-boy, and then I went full fishnet, dyed my hair. You shouldn't be switching your personality for this person at all, or your morals. You need to be strong within yourself, because at the end of the day, if you're changing who you are for a person, even if it's on the first or second date, let's say that does become serious, then they're gonna realize that's actually not you, and you want someone to love you for you and not what you're changing for them. I think I'm falling out of love with him, but I don't want to break his heart. This is so hard. This is so hard. You have to put yourselves in their position. Let's say you're them and your partner is falling out of love with you but doesn't want to break your heart. That's embarrassing for the other person. At the end of the day, it's going to be better for both of you. And I know it's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing I probably ever did. It's going to be better in the long run. And on that note, I think we answered a lot of questions today. At the end of the day, I want you guys to be confident and happy and love yourselves. I promise you don't need someone else to make you love yourself. You should only be in a relationship or talk to someone who betters you as a human being. And hopefully we will all find that one day. I just want to give you advice. I want you guys to be happy. I want you guys to be healthy and confident. That's our #1 word for 2021. Comment what you want me to talk about in my next Girl Talk, and I will see you next week. Bye!